Welcome today. We got Chelle Hartzer from 360 Pest Consulting. Chelle, welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
I don't ever know what to say, if I should say like, welcome to the show or something like that. Like,
It is kind of weird. Like, how do you open nowadays?
yeah.
Hey.
I don't know. This is the New York Pest Management Association show? Is that what we're doing? I don't know.
Sounds good to me. Let's go with it.
We're gonna go with it. But anyway, we're chatting today because we have the November 5th Upstate Conference coming up, and Chelle's kind enough to be one of our presenters again. She's an encore performance this year.
Woo!
Right. And you're doing a thing on ID, right? Pest ID.
Yeah, we're going to kind of dive into some of the stuff. We get those fuzzy cell phone pictures all the time. And, that a lot of that comes from the client. They don't know what they're looking at. So, kind of picture those and, see what we can piece out of them to get to a decent ID. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So for those who may not know you, give us a little bit of who is Chelle and what's 360 Pest Consulting.
Yeah, I'm Chelle Hartzer with 360 Pest Consulting, and we work with smaller pest control companies as their fractional entomologists. So with the big guys, they get their own full-time staff. You folks are, coming up and doing well, and you just don't need that full-time person yet. So I get to step in with all those same resources, give you that just on the fractional base that you need.
That's awesome. What I'm curious, like, what are some of the biggest challenges that you're finding for small PCOs right now? Like, what are they dealing with?
Training. We know that there's a hiring issue within our industry. And so when people leave, a lot of times there's already a hole. And so a new person gets kind of shoved in there, given a truck and said, go forth. And even some of the folks that have done this for a while, there's new research, there's new information, there's ways that we can do this job better and make your customers happier. So, it's really important for that training aspect and to get somebody good at training and to give you the information that you need.
Yeah. Do you find, I'm curious because I only know, what happens in my little universe, right? You're out there talking to a lot of different people. Do you find that people that come into the industry, they start a company, maybe they're a technician or something, that they have a hard time advancing the knowledge later on down the road? If you do it for 5-10 years as a solo operator, you hire a couple people, whatever, you're like, before you know it, your standard procedures are from 10 years ago. Do they have a hard time, like, sort of updating that or realizing that they need to be updating that?
Yeah, I think what you just said there, the realizing that it needs updating. Again, we're so busy out there in the field. We want to take care of our customers. And, again, we just get busy and we want to take care of them. And some of that other stuff falls off. So that's been another thing that I've worked on quite a bit this year is updating some of those SOPs. And that kind of goes with training, too, because what we did 10 years ago, 20 years ago was great at that time. And again, things have evolved. We can do things a little bit different and make it easier on the technicians, the managers, everything out there. So yeah, SOPs and training kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, it was something that we had an experience a few years back where our carpenter ant service, this was probably, 2010, right? And our carpenter ant service was what I had learned in 1997. And we're at a training event and somebody's talking about this, that, and the other. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we need to change how our carpenter ant service is done. We got,
wait a minute.
Holy cow. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's a big benefit for going to things like these training classes where, you get exposed to new ideas.
Absolutely. And new products too. I mean, our vendors, our manufacturers out there are constantly thinking of this stuff too. So sometimes some of those new products are great to add into our service.
Yeah. And that's a good point. Bring up the vendors. We're doing some things a little bit different at this event this time where we're going to have sort of a trade show hour. So people can actually sort of visit the vendors more. One of the things I never liked over the years is that when sometimes we'll try to pack so much CEU credit class time and very little break time. And a lot of those great conversations that would happen either with the presenters or with the vendors that are there can't happen because you just don't have enough time in between. So we're actually building in some time so we can visit, with the vendors and with the manufacturers and whatnot. So I'm pretty excited about that. You'll probably get some people hit you up too.
Hey, that's great. And that gives it a little, when you get that break in between stuffs, gives it a little time for all that information to kind of sink in and, let the questions come out. So I mean, we're adult learners here. We know the TikTok rules and we've got like 30 seconds to get it all in, but letting it kind of sink in a little bit between sessions is a great idea.
Yeah. No, and you do a lot of these sorts of things. You write a lot, and you're doing public speaking and things like that. When we had 2020, it looked like, hey, we had COVID and we're gonna do everything virtually. Have we rebounded to the point now where people are back to in-person things fully? And is there now more of a mix of virtual and in-person? And is there a benefit to one or the other? Do you have a preference?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, my preference is both. Like,
Hmm.
I think there's definite advantages to going to an in-person event, getting to talk to your colleagues, getting to put your hands on, vendors' stuff and be actually touch it and move it around. But it's also really nice to have a virtual training where you're in your own office. You don't have to travel. You don't have to worry about who's bringing lunch or anything. It's great. So there's benefits to both of those, and I think we've reached kind of a happy medium at this point. We have a lot of those in-person events that are well attended, and we also have some really targeted training that can be done really well online. So I think there's a good mix right now.
Okay, neat. Now, since last we spoke, you have launched a podcast. You and Adam Holt have a podcast. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so this is pretty exciting. We've got, I think, about 4 or 5 episodes up right now. And what we do in the pest control world is fascinating. I mean, I'm biased, of course. You're biased because we work here, but there's so many people that don't know that. And so we're interviewing board certified entomologists who are somehow connected to the urban industry, whether that's med vet, like mosquitoes and ticks, or we had somebody from the military service on the other day. So all these aspects that could go into that to show people, one, we're awesome, and two, there's really cool jobs available for those that want to get into this industry. So it's been really exciting. Some of these people I've known previous, and so it's great to talk to them. And some of these people are brand new to me, so it's exciting to get to know them. But yeah, Adam and I are full steam ahead with that, and we're having fun with it.
It is an interesting listen or watch if you have it on YouTube as well.
Yep.
Some funny moments, and it's not just for a BCE to
No.
listen to. I think you can get a lot out of it if you're in the industry. I think it's really for me like a peek behind the curtain of
Yeah.
board certified entomologist and what goes into that and the testing and stuff. There's a lot of stuff
Hmm.
I've learned listening to you guys, and so that it's been very cool. Has it been harder than you thought, easier than you thought, exactly what you expected?
I'll be honest. Adam, I will give Adam full credit because I will say he does 3/4 of the work on this. I show up and I'm like, let me ask some questions. So I think it's been great. If you know, I also have a YouTube channel that I do whining about pest control. So I
Yep.
drink wine and talk about pest control, and that to me is actually harder. I've probably put like a lot more effort into that, probably to try and get it perfect. And Adam and I, when we have conversations, we don't care about being perfect with people. We're human. We mess up. We have fun. My cat trips me and I fall over. It's all there.
Yeah, yeah, that's really neat. Are you guys looking to stay mostly with structural pest management focused BCEs, or is it going to go out into the wider world of all sorts of BCEs?
Well, the urban and structural category of BCE is the largest category. That's what
Mm,
most people are in. We did have somebody from MedVet.
mm.
We're looking if anybody out there is in any way associated with the plant side of it, please contact me or Adam. We'd love to see what you have going on. But obviously, our background and the people that we know are mostly on that structural side. So for right now, that's where it is, but we absolutely want to expand. We want to start talking to some aces and get into all those certifications.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I have to ask, are we going to see the New World screwworm in New York?
Oh, so fingers crossed, no,
Mm,
never. Right now it's down by the Mexico border. So obviously it would have to come up through Texas, through the Central Plains, all the way up to New York, which is unlikely. Hopefully, we've got enough preventative measures in place that we will never see it that far north. But you never know what's going to happen. So I won't say never.
So is the limiting factor our invasive species mitigation strategies? Like biologically, could that live here in New York? Is climatologically okay?
I got to double check that one. But since they're on livestock, they're pretty much protected by the heat of that cow or sheep or whatever it is. And obviously it'd be a little bit more cyclical because of the seasons and you have that heavy winter, but that's a good question. And I'd look that up to make sure I'd give you the right information on that.
Okay. So now follow-up question on this, just like with the, what do they call it now? Yellow-legged hornet. Is that the name?
Yeah. Or the giant hornet,
murder hornet got renamed to yellow-legged hornet, I think. Are we going to have people that have identified a New World screwworm in New York? Are we going to get bottle flies and things like that people go, yeah?
As you said, in our experience with a very large hornet species, people can go a little, what's the word I'm looking for? They can be a little overprotective of themselves. And I think it's great because, again, chances are this will never happen in New York, but people will start looking and our customers are going to start sending us in pictures, which is great because we can say, number one, it's not this, but hey, number two, you have this, and we can help you with that. So yes, I think we're going to get a lot more pictures. Again, unlikely that it's going to be the New World screwworm, very unlikely in New York, but it's great for business still.
So something to be aware of anyway. If you're fielding those calls. I know there was an article about Chagas disease in California or something recently, and whenever that happens, we will get everybody that has a Western conifer seed bug will call and say, "We have an assassin bug. It's it's here. We're gonna get this." Oh my gosh. Yeah. And only occasionally when we get those calls is it actually any species of cone nose beetle. So
yeah, but again, it's great that our customers are looking at it and asking for that help. So I think it's wonderful.
Yep. What is some of the most unusual or unlikely pest IDs you've come across? Is there anything like just way off the wall?
Oh my gosh. Recently, I have a friend who travels internationally, and so I get a lot of pictures from overseas, whether that's Asia or Europe, Australia, and that's a lot of fun because, a lot of that stuff doesn't exist in the US, and so to narrow it down and find out what it is, that's a lot of fun. In the US, that's a great question. I got a really cool picture of a spider. It was from New Mexico, and it was really hard to ID. It was a great picture, but spiders, small brownish grayish spiders, look like a lot of other gray brownish spiders. And that one took a while to get down to species, and it was actually an immature species of tarantula. So that was a lot of fun and definitely a weirder one.
Wow. We have had tarantulas that have come into our area because we have a banana distributor here. Yep. And so every once in a while, occasionally we'll run into that. The correct answer, though, Chelle, was it's always a brown recluse or a black widow.
I forgot. And it's always a kissing bug.
Yeah, always kissing bug. Always a brown recluse. If it has 8 legs, it's a brown recluse.
See, there's stuff even I still need to learn, right?
I'm here for you. I'm here for you.
Very true. Very true.
I figured you would have already known that, but okay. So what can we expect from the class on insect ID? Is this sort of practical level for technicians, more for technical directors? What are we looking at here?
Well, hopefully for a little bit for everybody, but definitely along the technician line because, the technicians are out there in the field. They're the ones seeing this firsthand. They're the ones a lot of times taking pictures or receiving those pictures from their clients. So hopefully some real fun stuff and some real practical stuff to tie it all together.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
One of the things we'll try to do is go as close as we can, just start narrowing down. Okay, Does it have wings? Does it have how many
Exactly.
legs? How many body segments? And so you can start to kind of get yourself into a place. Okay, we know this is a beetle now. It's some kind of
Yeah.
coleoptera, right? And here we are. So,
And even that helps. I
yep.
mean, even if we can't get all the way, but I mean, sometimes saying it's a beetle or a fly can give us really great information. So, yeah, any way we can narrow it down or eliminate other stuff, what you're doing is perfect.
Yeah. So now, will there be actual napkins with squished body parts of insects in them for us to look at?
Oh, I need to start collecting that. Oh, and
That's-
don't forget the Ziploc baggie. Don't forget the
yeah.
Ziploc baggie of it's smushed and the tape. The tape. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it completely nondescript pictures of fuzzy gray things.
Mm-hmm. With no size reference.
No.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That is one of the things we've actually started to have. Technicians carry around little rulers, so they can put something next to it, and we can kind of see, how big is something.
An earbud, whatever you've got in your pocket is helpful.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is sort of a playful question.
Ooh, boy.
What is your hot take for pest control 50 years from now? What crazy thing are we going to see?
I think we're going to see a lot more AI incorporated into what we do. I predict a lot more of us taking pictures and taking video and an AI system, helping us analyze, not replacing us in any way, but helping us analyze what's going on and picking out some of those tiny little things that maybe it's been trained to pick out that our eyes just maybe not see. So I definitely see an incorporation of more AI helping us do our jobs better.
Okay. That's probably right on. It is the wrong answer. The right answer was nano robot termites that are going to assassinate other
that's
termites.
20 years. That's 20. 10 years, we got to get to the AI.
Okay.
20 years, we're going to, and like a little dog robot that,
Yes.
walks around your house and, occasionally lifts its leg and sprays something,
Yeah.
Why do we not have that now?
You know what? That like dog they have at like MIT robotics or whatever, right? We could bedbug sniffing robot dogs, right? Come on.
All right,
perfect.
We've got this. We're going to develop this.
Nailed it. We got to patent that idea right now. Oh my God. Okay, Chelle, I could do this all day with you, but we don't have all day. How can people get a hold of you?
You can find me at chellehartzer.com on the internet, or find me on LinkedIn. My email address is on my website on LinkedIn, so not hard to find me.
Awesome. Chelle, we look forward to this on November 5th. And
I do too.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Thanks, Chelle.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Yep.